At Bo Digital, we believe every small business has a unique story. Someone just needs to be telling it. In marketing, the best stories move us to take action. But we also know how hard it is for small business owners like you to juggle everything and still find time for marketing, much less storytelling. That's what Bo Digital is here for. We help companies of all shapes and sizes anywhere in the world with customized solutions that connect you with your customers. Whether you need a new logo, better website, stronger social media presence, engaging video content, or just someone to help you make a plan, we're here to help. Our late founder and Kokomo native, Wayne Stanley, built Bo Digital as a family, and our team strives to become part of the professional family of every business we work with. That's our story and our guiding principle. So if you're ready to start telling your story with confidence and connect with the right customers, visit bowdigital.com. That's BOWE digital.com. Your marketing deserves a pro. Let's put a bow on it.
This episode is brought to you by Nick Pate at State Farm. Thanks, Nick.
I'm Kayla Keith, and this is Missing Midwest, a true crime podcast about those that have gone missing. Today's story is about a young mom last seen getting into a mysterious car 43 years ago.
Mysterious cars, never good.
Never get into it.
I gotta give a shout out to my guy Roman with the Stranger Danger this week. Just on it. We've got football practices going different places. We've got friends. We've got very close friends that are involved in both. We're all working together, helping each other's kids. And we had the practice time had changed, and we didn't remember that. And so Roman's practice was over, and we weren't there to pick him up. We thought it was gonna be 30 minutes later. And one of my buddies that I coach with knows my family well. I know him well. Told Roman, like, hey, I can just run you over to your brother's practice where your dad is. Roman said, no.
He would not get into the car
He said,
with him.
I will not.
He's like, I don't think that's a good idea. He said, I do not think my parents would like that. And it's like, we know this person.
Yeah, very well.
For more than like years of knowing each
But
other.
good for Roman.
I'm so happy that
I know.
if he didn't feel comfortable, like go off.
Yeah.
He verified he had somebody else call to confirm that he could in fact ride in a car with this man from you or me. And I was like, that's great. Like, if you don't know, call me.
That's right.
He's 7.
Yeah. I was pumped about it. It was a good move.
I know.
Shout out. So unfortunately, this lady, I'm sorry, I don't know anything about the story. Sorry.
She unfortunately, she did get into a car. But that's a good point because it might not have been a stranger.
Ooh.
It might not have been stranger danger. That might be the whole reason that she actually got into the car. Do you want me to go ahead with the case, or do you have announcements?
A couple announcements. Long sleeve tee weather. You got to get your Missing Midwest long sleeve tee.
Yep.
We got the cool green ones. We got the gray ones. Like, listen, we got some good ones on there.
The olive green one's my favorite.
Yeah.
I lived my entire life in black, brown, gray, and olive.
I would say out of the ones I have, that's my favorite too.
Yeah.
But I also like my Wait a Minute sweatshirt that I got. The Wait a Minute sweatshirt is a good one. But yeah, if you would like some stickers, we got stickers for you if you sign up for our subscription. It's $5 a month, and you get access to over 90 bonus episodes. So a lot of you guys are listening every week. Once you get all caught up, get that subscription. Go get yourself 90 more episodes. It's like
a coffee, y'all. Like $5 a month.
Yeah.
One coffee. Just do it.
That's like 90 drives to work, though, that you get for $5 a month and counting. And we're going to do another one next Friday. We did one yesterday.
It's literally an extra every week.
The one we did yesterday was a case about the giggling granny serial killer.
It's pretty terrifying, actually.
Yeah, you're going to have to check that out. $5. Links in the description of this video. $5, you get access to all that. It's worth it for sure.
I have been getting a few emails about case suggestions. Keep them coming. You can email missingmidwestpodcast@gmail. I get them. I see all of them. I go through them and I look, and some of them I have on. We kind of plan ahead, so it might be a little bit before we get to a case, but like I look at them and we appreciate it.
She gets excited when they come through.
Oh, I love it. Anything else?
I don't think so.
It's fall time.
We're getting there.
It's football season.
We've made all our fall candles. We've been grinding on the candle grind. It's been like Tuesdays and Thursdays of practice. Wednesdays, I make candles. That's how we've been rolling.
For fall. I made the announcement to our family that We are starting soup season, so every Monday will be soup day. I can't wait.
Definitely here for that.
If anyone has any soup recipes, feel free to email those along with your case suggestions. Thank you.
All right.
Anything else?
I think we're good.
Okay, we are going to Ohio today.
Ohio.
Staying in the Midwest. It's Newcomers Town, Ohio.
Okay.
It's a long name. Population 3,700. $1 general.
That's all I was going to guess.
Checks out. We're talking about Susan Cappel. Okay. She's 19 years old. And it's March 16th, 1982. Now, Susan is in a fantastic mood on this day because she is in the middle of a pretty nasty divorce. And through all of this, her husband had been granted temporary custody of their 18-month-old son, Damon. And she was fighting like crazy to get custody back of him. She actually had like moved in with her parents, and she had been was working like 2 jobs. She had a lead on a full-time job at a local hospital that she was really excited about. And they had finally called her that day with a date for the new trial. And she knew that once she like went to trial, she was going to get custody. It was kind of like a fluke that she lost custody.
Right.
It wasn't.
I mean, that's hard for a mom to lose.
She hadn't
custody.
done anything wrong. It was something to do with like, I don't remember what it was. It was something with like the husband had like basically taken the kid without permission, and she did something, and I don't know, but it was temporary custody, and she was waiting on that trial date so she could get her baby back. Now, she had moved in with her parents. She had a room. She was actually she spent the day painting the baby's room because she was expecting him to be back with her within the week after this, this date came, and she got her custody back. And she had actually called her mom and told her like she was ecstatic. Her mom used the word ecstatic. She said, "I can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like things are looking up for us." And so she was very excited. Now, Alan was her ex-husband. Okay, they were high school sweethearts, and they got married during Susan's senior year of high school, and their son was born a year later. And they had an apartment together, and it was like a half an hour away from Newcomers Town in Bolivar, Ohio. And they had a pretty good marriage at first, but it only lasted like two years.
Jeez.
Now, she left him like 3 different times, and she finally filed for divorce the last time. So she was not super sure how she was going to make it on her own because she was a homemaker. Like, she didn't have any experience with anything. She went from senior in high school to stay-at-home mom. And so that played into why the husband had been given temporary custody of the baby as well. And he actually stayed in the apartment that they shared, and he took it. And so she like had to move in back in with her parents because she had nowhere to go. And so James and Judy Wolf were her mom and dad. And she had actually came to them not wanting to move home. She was talking to her dad about like welfare from the state and like how she could get help. Like, she was ready to do it on her own, and her parents were like, "No, like, you're coming home with us. Like, we'll give you what you need." And so that's like where they were at. Like, she had planned on making it on her own, but her parents were like, "We can help you." And so she had her ducks in a row, so to speak. She had the jobs. She had a permanent job lined up. She had a place to stay. She was saving her money. And she was really excited to go to work that night. She worked part-time at a local IGA, which is a grocery store.
Okay.
Grocery store thing. And she was going to do work a night shift. It was like a short shift. It was like from 4 to 9 p.m. Okay. And so she had talked to her parents that day. She told them the good news about the upcoming court date. And how she felt like her life was, getting back on track and things were improving. The only problem was that she wasn't able to see her son. Like, so her husband, Alan, or her ex-husband, he like had control over when she was able to see their little boy, and she hated it. And she had actually tried to go visit Damien 2 days earlier, but Alan had refused, like at the last minute, like when she got there, he like wouldn't let her see her.
Jeez.
Yeah. And so she was super upset about that. And she had been on the phone with her lawyer, like trying to figure all of this out. And so that is why, like, the lawyer called her that day, because he was like, "Listen, I figured this out and I got us a court date." because basically she was like, you have to do something. I want my kid back. And so she was very excited this day. She was like, she was going to see Damien, or she was supposed to see him the next day after this short shift. She spent the day painting. She bought a new crib. She had saved her money and got a new crib, and she had the paint. And it was like this pale green paint that she picked out, and she was so excited because she just loved the look of it on the walls. And it was like actually her childhood bedroom that she was redoing for her baby.
Oh, okay.
And she had planned to spend, the weekend with Damien and working on this room because she was truly expecting him to be back next week. Okay. Now, Alan had also taken the only vehicle that the couple owned. So Alan's a real jerk here. He's left her without a place to live and without a car, okay?
This is giving me like, remember Maids? Remember that show on Netflix we watched?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking
She's
here.
like starting over on her own.
Jeez. At least she has parents supporting her.
And she did. And so her parents had been letting her use one of their cars to go back and forth to work. And so that is what she was doing on this afternoon. She had taken her dad's car, her mom and dad's car, and she went to her 4 p.m. shift at the IGA. She got to work and she only had her vest, like her part of her uniform, because she forgot her purse and her wallet before she left the house. But she had mentioned to a coworker like it wasn't a big deal. It was only a 5-hour shift and she didn't need anything. So she was like, I'm not going to go back and get it. And so she works her shift completely normal. And her dad had actually stopped in around 6 o'clock that night to buy some things for dinner. And he talked to Susan, and she relayed to him, because she had only told her mom about the good news with the trial and everything. And so she told her dad, guess what? I heard
This is
from-
good
I
news.
heard
I'm
from
so
the
excited about
lawyer.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. And he said she was very excited, very good mood. And she said that her plan was to come right home after her 9 p.m. shift, and that she said, I will see you, later tonight when I get home. Are you ready to upgrade to the home that fits your family best? Take the first step of that process by giving my girl Stacy Westfall a call. She's partnered with Apple Tree Realty in Howard County, where they have the knowledge and resources to help you reach your goals. Stacy has quickly become a successful realtor in our area, and I am so proud of her. She's not just a friend of mine, she's also a mother and a local firefighter. Buying and selling a house is stressful, and having someone professional and trustworthy in your corner can make all the difference. Give Stacy a call today at 765-461-1243 and follow her on Facebook at Stacy Westfall Realtor. So, rest of the night goes by. Susan clocks out 9 p.m. on the dot, and her and her coworker walk out at the same time. And she said, the coworker in an interview, she said she remembers walking out of the front doors with Susan. And she said before, Susan was kind of walking across the parking lot to her car. And she said she saw Susan's car. And as she was getting in her car, another car pulls into the parking lot. And this car pulled up in front of Susan, basically blocking her path to her own car. And she said she watched Susan kind of bend down and speak to the driver briefly. And then she said she walked around to the other side of the car and got in the car, and they drove away.
Man.
That was the last time they saw her. Now, she said that she seemed a little bit annoyed. She said her body language, she couldn't hear anything, but she said body language wise, she felt like she was kind of knew the person and was annoyed by this, but the witness could not see who was driving that car. Now, she did know, she was able to give the police a brief description of the car, okay? But before all of this happened, so when Susan was at home by 9:30, her parents were she probably just worked late, not a big deal. And then, they thought maybe, by 10 o'clock, 10:30, they thought maybe she went out with friends, but they said that she normally would have called if she was going to be late.
And I mean, at this point in her life, it's you're locked into your immediate people.
Yeah,
I feel
but they said they also knew that she had been under so much stress because of this divorce and everything. And so maybe she met some friends and went out and just forgot to tell them. But by midnight, they were very concerned, and they didn't want to overreact because obviously she's an adult. But they just said that they pretty much knew something was wrong.
I feel like this has to be linked to the ex-husband.
So, James and Judy wake up in the morning to an empty driveway, and they panic, and they call the police at 9:20 that morning, and they report her missing officially. Obviously the local police department saw no reason to be, panic or even like look into this very quickly. They said, they assured the parents like this is
She's an
probably just,
adult.
like,
She has
probably just,
options.
needed to
Yeah.
go for a while, needed some space. She's stressed out, blah, blah, blah. The parents, like,
I get that from.
I know. And the parents, like, acknowledged it. They're like,
Yeah.
yes, we understand. But they were just, like, adamant that she would not disappear and not contact them, especially with everything she had looking forward
Yeah.
to, this
Right.
custody hearing and the divorce being finalized and getting her son back. And they said she never would have left without letting them know. And so James actually drove to the supermarket where he had last seen his daughter, and he found her car still parked in the exact same
not
spot
good.
where it was the night before.
Not good.
He alerted the police, and they instructed him to drive the car home.
Without looking at it.
Yeah. So her dad actually went inside and was talking to the employees, and that's how they learned. They talked to the coworker. So like the police aren't even like policing at this point. The dad and the mom are finding the car, talking to the coworkers, and that's when they found out like, oh, that she had talked to somebody that night and gotten in a car, and she said it was an older model, a light blue car, and she said it had a lot of rust on it. Now, once they heard blue car, James and Judy immediately suspected Alan in her disappearance.
Yeah.
He had a best friend named Rick who owned an older Plymouth Satellite that was light blue in color. And they were certain that this is the car that like the coworker saw that night. Now, they also realized at this point that Susan had left behind her purse, her ID, 2 uncashed paychecks, and all of her personal belongings. And it was when they like presented this information to the police that they started to actually take it seriously. They were not fully convinced that foul play was involved, but they did actually start an investigation.
I mean, I think that alone tells you that foul plays
Right?
involved. Like if it was a planned thing, you'd take all that stuff with you. Even if it was like plans have changed, I need to come with you.
100% have in my notes right here, like this literally feels like leaving behind your purse and ID feels like foul play. But yeah. So they start to question family, friends, coworkers, everybody. And James and Judy tell the police that they believe that Alan is involved and his friends, possibly too, because that was his friend's car. He denied it. He did an interview with detectives and he said, he had nothing to do with it. He said, they even presented him with the idea that he had asked his friend Rick to help him with something, and he said, like, absolutely not. He said that Susan left on her own and that she was going to come back when she was ready. However, 2 weeks after Susan went missing, Rick and his cousin were killed in a car wreck driving the blue Plymouth that they suspected might be.
Really?
Yes. So detectives never got the chance to question him, and they were never able to confirm if Susan was ever in that car.
Wow.
Because it got destroyed in a car accident. Yeah.
Wait a minute. So I don't even know where you go from that. Like,
so her coworker underwent hypnosis to see if she could remember anything else about the car or who was driving it, but nothing came of it. James and Judy continued to look for her, but they said the investigation was pretty lame, basically. Like they said, very superficial. Do you know anything? No. Okay, thanks. That's all. Like they did not really investigate. Because there was still a chance, and the police still said that there's a chance that Susan left on her own. They never did any physical searches for her.
Wow.
And basically the parents said that all they did was interview people who knew her. Now, her parents traveled all over the freaking United States. They went out to New Jersey. They went all the way across to Las Vegas. They had one guy actually called them from Las Vegas claiming that he knew a woman who called herself Sue, and she had talked about having a son and that she had to give him up. And so they went out there to try to like find this guy or this lady, and they could never find anything. They had rewards that was up to $20,000 reward for information. They said they had several sightings of her reported during the first few years, but they weren't able to confirm any of them.
Jeez.
Now, about a month after her disappearance, the younger sister of one of her friends claimed that she saw Susan sitting in a blue car with Alan. She told the police that her hair was now permed and very curly, And prior to when she went missing, her hair was always like long and straight. And this girl was like very familiar with Susan, like because it was like she was spent a lot of time at her house. It was her
Man.
older sister's friend. And so police said this was a credible sighting.
Wow.
But Alan said he never saw her after she went missing, and he's never talked to her, even though this witness says she saw them in a car together. Now, a year after her disappearance, there was a bus driver, a Greyhound bus driver, and he reported to see Susan on his bus in Ohio. He said that she had purchased a ticket to go from Reno, Nevada to Newcomerstown, Ohio, and she only had one small bag with her. And she asked if he could drop her off at a gas station, but he refused and said he had to take her to the bus stop. And he said that the woman got out of the bus stop and started walking/running in the direction of the gas station that she had requested to be dropped off at. Now, this gas station, Rick, his friend,
The guy who died in a car accident?
he died. Rick died. But he worked at the gas station at the time of Susan's disappearance.
So
This exact gas station that this lady wanted to be dropped off at, he worked there.
So did she? And this was after he had died.
Yeah.
Wonder if she knew. I don't know. That's weird.
So
That's weird.
the driver reported this sighting to police, obviously, but they were not able to turn up any sign of Susan. Now, Alan was granted a divorce in 1983, a year after she vanished, and he got full custody of Damien, and he got married 5 months later.
Wow.
Susan family fully believes that Alan, so they don't know. They have a couple theories. The first one is that he killed her in order to get full custody of Damien himself, like he did it. But then their other theory is that maybe Alan and his friends, the one that worked at the gas station with a bus, he owned that blue car, and so they think maybe that they did it together.
And then if that's the case, when those guys died, or when he died in that car accident, there's nothing. What else could you possibly have?
Susan's family believes that Patrick and Robert maybe threatened Damien's life, and that she agreed to disappear in order to keep him safe. And in the process, Alan would get full custody. 2 weeks after Susan went missing, Robert and Patrick died in the car accident. So, there's nothing to, there's no way to verify any of it.
Yeah. It's just Alan's word against everybody else's. Woof. So, what do you think? You think she's still out there?
So, Alan and a coworker were killed in a car accident in 2003.
Wow.
Yeah, they worked for the Ohio Department of Transportation, and a truck hit their car while they were inspecting a highway, and he died. He had done an interview with a New York Times reporter before he died, and he denied killing Susan. And he said he expected her to knock on his door someday. And he said his first question was going to be, "Where have you been?" That's what he said in a thing. The Wolves had their daughter declared legally dead in 2015. And that's it.
Their kid's still out there.
So Damien had to change his name because of I couldn't find him or anything because he has so much from the case.
Yeah.
People trying to contact him and stuff. And so he actually had to change his name. Her mom, this is a quote from her mom. It says, "If Susan is dead, I can deal with that. I don't want to, but I can. We have places for birth and places for death, but where do you put a missing person?"
Jeez.
And I hate that so much because that's true. That's the worst thing, to not know. The thing is, she's probably whoever I think she was killed that night. Was it Alan, or was it Alan's friends, or was it Alan and his friends? It's the only question, in my opinion.
Right.
Now they have all died, so literally they took it to the grave with them.
So if she was still out there, there's nothing stopping her from seeing her kid now.
Yeah, she could have came back.
But if she's dead, that's what I'm saying. The fact that she hasn't, she's dead.
It just sucks that they were never able to bury her and give her a peaceful place to lay her to rest.
It sounds like it sucks that that those people died in that car accident, because that's like a significant lead, in my opinion, that you could be chasing down, talking to,
Well, yeah,
watching.
imagine the evidence in the car.
Yeah.
Like,
But still, I don't know. I just feel like there should have been more prodding and stuff. I don't know. Yeah, that's sad.
and I mean, like,
I would say someone knows something, but everyone's dead around the situation.
unless somebody confesses, or somebody had already confessed to someone before they died, or somebody finds something
Yeah.
in these people's belongings, or someone finds remains and we are able to link them to her at some point.
Jeez. Man. Rough. This podcast is a So.Will.I.Studos production. So will I.
Summer is over and school is starting again, which means it's time to get back in routine, but it also means less time for us moms. Our schedules are about to be jam-packed with practices and lessons, and we'll soon find ourselves with even less time for ourselves and for our families, which is why I am excited to share with you that my friend Christine with Stanley Cleaning Company has opened her books. She is currently scheduling one-time and regularly scheduled house cleanings. Gain a couple extra hours a week for yourself and for your kids, and let Christine come and make your house sparkle. They have recently partnered with Airbnb and many local businesses for cleaning as well. You can find them on Facebook under Stanley Cleaning Company, or you can give her a call at 765-860-3606. She is serving Grant and Howard counties. I can tell you from personal experience, you will not be disappointed. Give her a call and get a free estimate today.